So I thought I'd jump on here and talk to you about bingo moments. The bingo moments when a comment's made to you that just stops you in your tracks. So how can we respond to bingo moments when we're talking to those that don't understand what it actually means to be CNBC? What comments are we likely to receive? Maybe, when are you going to start a family? If you just relax, it will happen. It wasn't meant to be, or it's God's will. Give it time, your time will come. My husband just had to look at me and I was pregnant. Something my mother said to me. Being a mum is not all it's cracked up to be. But you've got a lovely life of travel, meals out. You get to lie in at the weekend. Perhaps you can have one of mine. They're driving me mad at the moment. What about, have you considered IVF? Likely to somebody who's almost been bankrupt by it. Have you considered fostering or adoption? Yeah, and who hasn't even fleetingly considered that if they can't have children? Who's going to look after you when you're old? As if you hadn't thought about that one yourself. And the list goes on and on and on. I was in a supermarket recently and I helped an elderly lady who was struggling to reach into her trolley and get her shopping out and put it on the conveyor belt. She had some mobility issues. So she was really grateful and she wanted to strike up a conversation at the end. And unfortunately, her opening question to me was, "Do you have children?" And I looked her straight in the eye and I just said, "No," but with an open expression. Unperturbed, she carried on and she said, "I have 5 grandchildren and they're such a joy." Now, I could read a lot into this. Perhaps you should get yourself some grandchildren. Where from? Or why on earth didn't you have children? I chose to roll my eyes and allow that she's got no idea how it feels to be CNBC. So what can you say? In a nutshell, the person posing any of these comments or questions has been completely insensitive to your situation. Sometimes this is going to come from a position of ignorance, sometimes from a place of concern. Perhaps they're a stranger and have no idea of your circumstances, but sometimes it's said by somebody who has an inkling that you're struggling to conceive. The easy answer is responding to what feels comfortable to you. No one comment suits all. I've heard answers from the amusing, "I'm not looking to discuss my sex life with you just now," through to, "I've got 5 children that didn't make it into this world." Either of these comments is very likely to stop the intruding questions in their tracks, of course. However, neither answer may sit comfortably with you. Often we're feeling extremely sensitive about the situation. Our confidence has been knocked. There might be some shame attached and deeper feelings of inadequacy, envy, grief and fear, to name but a few. The chances of us coming up with a witty one-liner to stop the uncomfortable situation can be sorely lacking and only come to us at that classic 3 a.m. moment when we can't sleep. When I work with clients on their journey to a life of joy and fulfillment, one of the subjects covered is how to build boundaries. Perhaps how the single word no is a complete sentence when responding to "do you have children?" Or what response sits best with you when on the receiving end of a bingo question or comment. Perhaps how to manage the holidays so that triggers are limited, or how to respond to the invite to a baby shower, or to constant pictures of friends' children on a WhatsApp group. You may wish to explore how to keep a relationship with a friend who has become very baby-centric. One factor to consider in these circumstances is that none of us can influence the opinion of others. We cannot influence their emotional response, nor can we make them see our perspective, however much this is important to us. part of the battle here is acceptance. Acceptance that we are all individuals, that we all have our own beliefs, values and experiences, and that these lead us to the conclusions that we draw, emotions that we experience and speech that we use. If we all dug deep, we might find that we have all made comments to others that have been insensitive in retrospect, but these were perhaps made from a place of sympathy, goodwill. That is not to say that the triggering comments surrounding CNBC should be trivialised. Simply that we have the equipment and opportunity to decide how we feel, but not how others feel. On the basis that we don't want to spend much of our life living in hurt and pain, feeling like we've been shot through the heart by an insensitive comment, we can find a response that limits this for us. I hear you, but that's so difficult in the moment. Yes, it is. However, if you'd like to explore this a little further with me, please contact me to arrange a free introductory call to my Kickstart Your Future programme, where we can discuss this a little further. Thank you for tuning in.